Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to In Vino Veritas. I'm Anthony, and this is my lovely co-host, Master of Wine, Jeannie. And we're here to share everything about the wonderful world of wine. Now, Jeannie, I've got a pocket full of money.
Oh, wow.
And I've heard that I can buy wine and it will appreciate in value.
Yes.
So, what kind of things do I look for when I'm looking to invest?
Most important thing when you're looking for long-term investment, well, investment or even for drinking for your children, passing it down to your grandchildren perhaps, is aging potential and quality of the wine.
Okay.
And that's why places like Bordeaux, where you have Grand Cru Classé, classified wines that actually have proven over decades and centuries even that they can age and become even better 30, 40, 50 years, those are the wines you know you can put your money on, and for sure they will not just go up in value, but probably increase in quality as well as they age.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay, but where do I start?
Well, in Hong Kong, we're really spoiled because we have auctions.
We are, aren't we not?
Yes, going on during the fall and spring season, practically every weekend. So you've got auction houses for the rare and real collectibles. I'm talking about wines that are from maybe the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. If you're buying younger wines, I would suggest though that you go to a reliable merchant. And here you have a wealth of choices as well. But look for the sommelier or the manager of the shop who knows a little bit and say, this is the style I really like. And they will then guide you toward vintages that are potentially undervalued, like the 2001. 2004, 2006, or they say, if you have a lot of money, Anthony, why don't you go for the 2009 and 2010? They're more than double the price, but they are definitely very high in quality, and they'll last you 30, 40 years.
Okay, well, I'm ready to go. Make some money.
Let's go.
Up until now, we spoke a lot about red and white wines. But what about the other great drink? And this is everyone's favorite party drink, champagne. Now, most of the time here in Hong Kong, you see champagne linked to some kind of event or an opening or just a great celebration. But there's got to be more to it than just that. I mean, it's not just somebody on stage shaking a bottle, 3, 2, 1, pop, and everyone's clapping their hands, having a good time. Can we pair champagne with food? When's the right time to pair the food? What kind of situation? What's the best time? All of these questions. Well, let's go ask Jeannie.
I know that many of you always wonder, is champagne only just for celebrations and special occasions? I would say no, because champagne is something that comes in many different styles. First, there's the non-vintage, which is the majority of champagnes out there. These are crisp, they range from full-bodied to light, but basically you can enjoy them with a whole variety of different seafood. Think of sashimi. It's just a little bit of salt or soy sauce. I mean, these are very refined bubblies that I think that bring pleasure, but also really enhance light, elegant, refined meals. And then we have the most popular in Asia, which is Prestige Cuvée. They come in vintage, they come as a particular name. Think of Winston Churchill by Paul Roget, think of La Grande Dame by Veuve Clicquot. These are the kind of names that you'll come across. And they usually have a vintage date on them because in champagne, most champagnes are blends and not from a single vintage. So when a wine from a vintage is made, it means that that year was particularly good. And so with this kind of style, you want something with a bit more substance. So instead of sashimi, you're looking for sushi. Instead of just fish, you can also try white meats, like any kind of duck or poultry or hen or game. These are all the options that you have open for you. Enjoy your champagne and food.
Anthony Wong, a well-known famous Hong Kong movie star, and also a keen wine lover. Jeannie will have a chat with him. This time, we will not be talking about acting, but Anthony's other passion, wine drinking.
So Anthony, thank you so much for being here today. No, we're delighted that a famous movie star like you, winning so many awards in Hong Kong, are joining us really to do a very interesting experiment today because we have dessert and wine pairing. something that I think is not a common thing.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Especially in Hong Kong. But so we have here Matthew Godard,
Hello.
who is the chef and has prepared all these wonderful desserts for us today. And so, Matthew, tell us a little bit about what we have in front of us.
This dessert is all about the pear. It's a pear William, which has been poached in a light syrup. He comes as a sorbet. And with that, we have a crunchy pain d'épices and a chestnut puree.
So we have a pretty well-known, lightly sparkling Italian wine. It's from the region of Piedmont, where you find Barolo, Barbaresco, and you find very full-bodied red wines. But at the same time, they make this very delicate, sparkling sweet wine, and it's lightly sweet. Everything that you taste here is from the natural sweetness of the grapes itself, and the grape is called Moscato, and it has that wonderful aromatics, but 5.5% alcohol, lightly sweet. So the idea is
5.5%.
only 5.5%. And what are these wonderful seasonings in the middle? Is it breadcrumbs?
That's a crumbs of pain d'épices.
Oh, wonderful. When you're matching dessert, the sweetness with the wine, with the sweetness with the dessert. And the sweeter the dessert is, the sweeter the wine should be. Otherwise, they start to unbalance each other, and the wine tastes either dried out and not showing. So, Anthony, have you ever done this before? Have you ever had dessert and wine
No,
as a
never.
pairing?
First time.
Okay.
It's out of my imagination.
Do you enjoy wines at home? Tell us a little bit about your
Yes,
wine
Yes.
wine habits.
Every day, every night, one bottle. A bottle of red.
Okay. Any particular region?
No, Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Only Bordeaux.
Oh, only
Not-
Bordeaux.
Yeah, only Bordeaux. No Burgundy.
We have a wine
I don't know
from
why.
Bordeaux.
It can make me too easy to get drunk.
Oh, but not
Yeah.
Bordeaux.
Bordeaux, I can drink 2 bottles. And Burgundy, only 1.
This is a very classic dessert. It's a floating island. So basically it's poached egg white, poached in milk. It comes with different texture of caramel, crispy, ice cream, and a light custard.
Great, wonderful. And so I've chosen a 1986 sweet wine from Bordeaux. It's a Sauterne, of course, and the name is Riosac. After 30 years, the wine doesn't taste so sweet anymore. It's a little bit more like toffee and caramel. And so we have the accent here of the different types of caramel that you've put into the dish, Matthew.
That's
and
right.
I'm hoping that it will pair well. So you see the caramel?
Wow, tastes
bits?
like cognac.
Really?
A little bit like cognac.
This is caramel ice cream that you made here? Brings out the caramel. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about what got you into wine and how.
I can't remember because maybe it's because of my friends. They have a very rich knowledge about wine. Every time if I want to drink good wine, then I call them.
Matthew, we have our final dessert. Please tell us about this.
Well, we have the traditional opera cake, which is layers of almond sponge, coffee, and chocolates. And together we have the cognac fin champagne macaroon.
And now we have something that's only 11 years old. This is a 2003 Tokai, and it has about 150 grams per liter of sugar, so it's very high in sugar. But the one way that they balance it is also because they have a lot of acidity. So what you get in the finish is not just the sweetness, which is, dried mango, dried apricots, but at the end you end up getting a kind of citrus peel, kind of refreshing acid flavor, which balances the sweetness a little bit. So it is sweet, but it's meant to be sweet and acidity balanced together. So hopefully it's working with the upper cake. So Anthony, what do you think of the matching? Does it work? The Tokai
I
with
don't
the
think
uppercase?
so.
No?
For me, match.
Yeah, for you it's match?
So Matthew thinks it matches. You think it doesn't work, and I'm kind of halfway. I don't think it's a great match, but I don't think it's
Because
a disaster
I like
either.
the sour taste. With chocolate, it kills sour taste. I can't taste it.
The acidity anymore.
Yeah.
What do you think overall about dessert and wine matching now?
Amazing. Amazing. Never tried that.
So would you do it again?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, of course.
I know which wine you'd pick also. You'd pick the Roussac, this sweet Bordeaux Sauterne.
The second one.
one.
The second one,
Yeah.
yes.
Great.
I
Well,
can introduce it to my friends.
I'm sure they'll love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony,
Thank you.
for taking
Merci.
time.
To explore the world of wine, follow us to France, the quintessential wine region of the world. First, Jeannie and I will head to Bordeaux, the oldest and largest wine growing region. Here, we will visit different chateaux, meet some of the biggest names in the wine world. We will also visit Burgundy, where premium Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are produced. After these trips, you may not be an expert in wine, but at least you'll know how to appreciate your glass of wine better. We will meet with another local, Yuri, and I was amazed about his knowledge of wine. Today he will drive us to see the vineyards surrounding the little town of Beaune and tell us about the characteristics of Burgundy from a local's point of view. Well, it's incredibly peaceful, it's quite beautiful. Where are we right now? This is what vineyard?
We are in the vineyard called Pommard in the
Pommard.
Côte de Beaune, yeah.
Do you know a lot about this area?
Yeah, I know. Yes, you know, I have studied Burgundy wine at the University of Burgundy and I grew
Oh,
up
really?
here. Yeah, I grew up here and I've studied many things. I've just wrote a book about
What?
Burgundy wine.
You wrote a book about wine.
Yes.
What motivated you to write a book? It's
In fact,
incredible, wow.
Yeah, it's a very funny way. I thought that many people told that Burgundy was hard to understand and I really would like to prove that it's a very easy way. Through the history, as an example, when you meet the winemaker and when you drink the wine. And that's what I explain in my book and what I do in my job every day.
So you wrote a book, you went to university on wine, you know a lot about wine, yes. Is there some like deep history that, a brotherhood or anything like of wine? Like how do you get involved in that?
You know, I have that. This
What
is a tatevin, the silver cup.
Tatevan.
Yeah, because we put it like that around the neck because I am a chevalier du tatevin.
Chevalier du Tatevan. Chevalier. So you're a knight of wine. Is
Knight
that
of
right?
wine, that's true.
Wow,
Knight of wine. You're welcome.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an honor to be
Yes, I've heard.
a chevalier du tatevin. This is the name of this cup in Burgundy. Yeah.
How do I earn one of these? Can I
You
become
can't.
one?
No, you can't earn. In fact, you can buy that, just that, but without the ribbon. The ribbon
Okay.
is only specific for the knight, for the chevalier.
Got it, the Chevalier. Wow, that's fantastic. Well, Yuri, you got great information. You must love your job. You're very passionate, I can see.
I'm passionate. It's a passion, sorry. It's
Yeah,
not a job, you know. The
No.
passion first.
That's true.
Every guest who visit me to make wine tour, they are not treated like, you know, tourists.
Wow,
With me,
thank you.
I only provide customized private tour. That means each guest who come with me
Okay.
are treated like friend, best friend. What's going to happen? You show only the best.
Got it.
In the vineyard, in the cellar,
Ah.
and in the wine.
So next time I come here with a bunch of friends from Hong Kong, I'll call you again.
Of
and
course
you
you
can
will.
show me the best experience. Is that
With
it?
pleasure, with a
Ah.
real pleasure. And I look forward to see you again.
Okay. Because if you do come here, you definitely want to experience the area of Pommard, Beaune, Burgundy, all of it. The
Oh.
best way to do it with a personal driver and a good friend, Yuri.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Great to
you.
meet you.
Nice to have met you.
Jeannie, what is this? You take me to the Burgundy Zoo?
You don't like the horses? I mean, this...
I love horses, but why are they here?
Well, these two horses belong to Domaine Arlot. Oh, watch out. They are a small 15-hectare domain in Moray-Saint-Denis and run by the third generation, of course, family-owned, all biodynamic and organic. And these horses are used to plow the land. So rather than machines, they're using the natural method.
Also, it's like going back to the roots, the way man used to make wine.
Traditional.
Traditional. Wow. Well, I'm sure these horses would traditionally like me to feed them.
Please, you go ahead. Be my guest.
There you go, buddy. Hey.
He doesn't want to take it from you.
At this well-known domain, brothers Cyprien and Romain Arlot have recently taken over the day-to-day responsibilities from their father since just the past few vintages. The family's organic wine has proven extremely successful. As a leading organic grower supported by their disciplined vineyard practices, this has also influenced how the best estates in Burgundy tend to their own fields. Cyprien is explaining to Jeannie about his biodynamic farming method and how he develops organic farming in his own style. Basically, there are two kinds of preparation. One is to fertile the soil, and the other is to make the vines stronger. He uses grinded stones, oak, humus, all sorts of natural resources, and sometimes will infuse it with rainwater. While carefully timing his calculations and knowing when to cultivate and spread the concoction, the goal here is to make the vineyards become more productive in a much more natural and harmless way, while making the wines get in touch with the land and a closer connection with nature. Today, we will taste the wines horizontally, from Premier Cru to Grand Cru.
We're at Domaine Arlot, and I'm really delighted for you to have us here, Cyprien. This is Cyprien Arlot. I'd like you to meet Anthony, my co-host.
My name is Anthony.
Yes.
Bonjour, Cyprien.
Great. And I know that you've prepared some 2011s for us. And the uniqueness of this property is that they're fully biodynamic, one of the pioneers. What was the year that you achieved your official certification?
I really started in 2009, but the previous experiment was in 2004.
So starting 04 and then received the certification 3 years later.
Yeah. So the first wine is going to be a Geoffrey Chambertin. Geoffrey Chambertin Village wine, 2011. Okay.
Wow. Quite exciting.
There's a lot of earthy, savory characters along with the bright cherry fruit. And to me, there's the most interesting. This is just a village, which means, well, not just a village, but it's a large appellation compared to the Premier Cru and Grand Crus, and yet you still have that minerality and that earthiness in the finish, which is, to me, of the domain, pretty distinctive.
We've tried the first one. That's all the same year, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so what is the second one now?
So the second one is we're going up into the classification,
Okay.
and we move of appellation. Now it's a Moray Saint-Denis. That's another appellation, and that's the first level, the Premier Cru. And this climate, this parcel is called Les Méandres.
Different areas of the vineyard will produce different types of classifications of wine. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, it's interesting.
So I know that we have another Moray Saint-Denis, and before I make any comments on this one, I want to wait for the second because it's always very nice to compare. And they're both from the same village, but a different climat. So I'm remembering this in my head, all the flavors, but I want to compare it with the Chazot.
Okay, remembered.
Remember?
I have a short memory, so you better hurry with that glass.
Oh. See, you see how the nose is different for the Méandre?
Yes, there is a difference, a little bit in the nose, as well as in the taste.
It's going.
Well, for me, the main difference is the Méandre is the first Moray Saint-Denis that we had was just a lot more earthy, savory, almost as though you're picking up, dark earth and smelling it, and you also get some
Dark earth and
herbs.
smelling it. I haven't done that. Okay.
You will.
I will.
We will make sure you do that.
Okay.
And this to me is more delicate. It has and the acidity seems a little bit sharper, with more detail. And you talked about complexity. Well, I don't know. It's just a different combination of flavors, and there's more florality here, more florals, more red berry fruits, but also still it has the same kind of savory, earthy character as the Méonde.
So now, the fourth bottle.
We're moving another level
Yes.
up, so we've gone from Village to 2 Premier Crus, and now we're going to the Grand Cru. So the Champ-Chambertin, how many hectares do you farm?
I'm farming a little bit more than 1 hectare.
Oh, that's very large for a Grand Cru.
Yeah, it's very large for Burgundy. We're very lucky.
This is the next level. When you get to the Grand Cru levels, you're getting this from the very beginning, the aroma to the palate to the finish, the length. It's a completeness about the wine. It's not just the complexity, it's the whole completeness, the picture. Actually, the final, I suppose, conclusion about whether all of these efforts make sense is actually in the bottle. And we just tasted a range from Village to Premier Cru to Grand Cru. And there is a style and a consistency. And that's how you determine whether a domain is making, is a star in what it does. Because not only it's easy to make great wine from Grand Cru if you have the right vineyard and you take care of it well, but it's actually hard to make a Village wine taste like a Premier Cru or Grand Cru, and I think here you do that very well. Thank you very much, Cyprien. It's a great tasting.